So basically, where we're working on today is all about this region. We're going to focus on how your hips are rotating inwards and rotating outwards. And we're going to build strength about how you're going to use this part to channel your leg lift at one go as well. So I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, but try your best. It's going to be a little bit strange, I guess, for some of us. So, for me, my workout is strength training as usual because this is a form of strength. It's just no weights. Cool? Come. Let's come to the top of your mat. Sometimes you're going to need a mat. Roll the shoulders back, just ease it out over here. I want to warm up your lower back as well. So start to pull your knees up to your chest at the same time. Because if you're familiar with what I do, this part really pulls it. What you're doing, you're going to lengthen this entire lower back, and you're also going to start to feel this part start to really work out just in order to pull your knees up. So just continue pulling, start to draw circles with your knees as well. I like to do this as I keep my knees either bent or keep my legs super straight, your choice. So draw circles in clockwise as well as anti-clockwise. Okay? So today is all about hips. I have some pretty good shoulders and pecs later on, but that is my own workout later on. So if you want to join me, that's tomorrow and Saturdays and things like that. Okay, just roll your shoulders up. Interlace fingers, ground your feet down to the ground, start to rotate. This might feel a little bit strange or tight for some of you because what we're doing is we're rotating our spine, just easing out on the muscle kinks at the same time. So let's start to straighten your leg. You want to keep your knees slightly bent. I want you to start to swing it forward, backward. Use your hands against the wall and just take a swing over here. Focusing on keeping this standing bum cheeks really tight. So you get a very good grounding, but at the same time releasing the muscles. You want to keep your belly button drawn in so it's really taut. Alright? So change it up. Making sure you're pointing your toes up, noticing my toes are pointing up, and I'm just going to keep it swinging all the way. So today is a little bit nice and easy. No, I can't say easy. It's a nice and different session. It's not heart rate pumping. It's really more of a skill kind of thing. Okay, so once you're done, we're going to just go into a forward fold, keeping your knees slightly bent, just flop over in your forward fold. Allow yourself to just sway from side to side. Play your own music so that you have some accompaniment over here. Allow yourself to just check in with your body today. As you just take note how it feels like, which parts are tight, which parts are a little bit looser. Okay? Right, so very slowly start to bend your knees and walk your hands down onto the floor. I'm not doing too much on the wrist today, but just a quick warm up so you get used to having some weight onto your hands. Just swaying from side to side, rocking from back and forth. So you feel some weight onto the base of the knuckles as you come tuning in. So anytime you feel tired onto your wrist, you feel really sore, you can always come out onto your knuckles, placing your fist down to the ground, sticking your thumbs forward, so you're resting with a straight wrist instead. So back down to the floor now, coming to a cat and cow spine. The next inhale, lower your chest, lower your belly, look forward. So to arch your back as you feel your hip bone tilting upwards to the ceiling. Now exhale, pelvic tilts downwards towards the floor as you go around into your cat spine. Lead with your hips. Inhale, tilt your hips up first, like a sexy back over here as you pull that chest forward. Again, lead with your hips. Exhale, tilt your hips downwards as you draw the belly button in, feeling a stretch across the shoulders as well. Alright, just stay for one more breath as you inhale, start to tilt your hips up as you come into your, this is what we call the cow spine. Exhale, tilt the hips down, drawing the belly button in, maybe rock back and forth if you want to. Staying over here, I just want you to focus on rounding your shoulders, keeping your shoulders rounded, just move your hips only. So imagine like a sexy back, tilting your hips up, sucking the belly button in. Exhale, tilting the hips down, keep the belly button still drawn in, bum down to the, bum cheeks pointing down to the ground. Inhale, tilt the hips up, so you notice how your hips are feeling like today. Exhale, tilt it down. One more breath, inhale, tilt it up. Exhale, tilt it down. So noticing that your belly button must suck all the way in, always constantly over here. Good. Now, very slowly, just tuck your toes in, push yourself back up, and we're going to just stand onto our on our knees. Stand right foot forward towards the front of the mat, making sure your both knees are bent 90 degrees. Right knee above your right ankle, left knee below your hip. I want you to rest your right palm onto the floor, left hand along, using your left thumb to pin your left bum cheek, making sure it's tight. I want you to just rock back, forth, back, forth. This is a very controlled rock because I want you to feel that you are just moving the hips over here. Now, staying over here, I just want you to keep your hip, left hip above your thigh, focusing on tucking your tailbone. So suck this belly button in, tuck your tailbone, the base of the spine, downwards towards the floor. So imagine this hips, your hips are like that. I want you to scoop them forward. So this scoops forward. As you round down, tuck your chin in, just feel that you're really stretching into this. As if you're trying to push your pelvic bone forward. You should feel the stretch coming along your left thigh, left upper thigh. Slowly inhale, coming back up. Good. Left hand down onto the ground. Inhale, twist. Reach that right hand up to the ceiling. Just a gentle twist for your back. Maybe if you want to, press the left hand down to the ground. Reach the right hand even towards further behind you. Open up your shoulders. Exhale, both hands down. Step back onto your knees again. Push back up. Left knee forward. Good. Left knee above left ankle. Right knee below your right hip. So stay. Hands onto your thigh. Just rock back and forth first. Making sure your back toes are tucked in. Staying over here as you draw the belly button in. Focusing on just taking a nice, delightful stretch. Very, very controlled. As you stay still now, I want you to notice how you do it earlier, like your hips again. Your hips are, imagine your hips are facing down. Now your bum is going to try to push forward, so tuck your tailbone in, push your pelvic forward, and as you bring your chin downwards towards your chest. What you're going to do is you're going to feel a stretch along your right upper thigh. This is where you want to feel a delicious stretch. The more you try to push the bum forward towards the front of you. Breathe. And slowly release. Right hand down onto the ground. Inhale, twist. Reach that left hand up. Noticing that you can either stay in this position or you can just deepen the twist by reaching your left hand even further back to open up the shoulders. And stay. Slowly left hand down. Now we're going to step back to downward facing dog. So step it all the way back. Downward facing dog. Focusing on pushing your thighs towards the back of the room. So you want to focus on pedaling on your knees over here, taking your time. You want to pause for about 2 seconds each time you have one straight knee. So you feel that you can sink your weight all into the straight foot. And then slowly bend, you're going to transfer weight over to the other straight leg as you slowly sink your hips down. Sink it all the way. You should feel the different stretches. Notice, just be a little bit more conscious of how that feels like for you. Continue pedaling up. Very nice. And then very slowly try to bring your feet close together, about fist width apart at the back of the mat. Press into your hands a little bit more in the next inhale. Reach that right leg up to the ceiling, straight first, pointing your right toes up. I just want you to feel in this position how naturally you are in this position. Now, start to activate your muscles. You want to let your hip drop down and squeeze the right bum to drive the right toes out a little bit higher. Now, you should feel a stretch. Some of activation in your right bum. Take one breath, inhale. Lift that left heel off the ground, bottom heel off the ground. Can you go a little bit higher? You should feel a stretch along the left hamstrings all the way up to your right bum cheek being activated. Exhale to step your right foot forward between your hands. Sink your left knee down to the mat. This is a proper low lunge pose this time around. So I want you to focus on staying very still. Both hands onto your thigh, just push yourself up. Good. As you focus on just looking after your own lower back, I want you to keep this tailbone tucked in downwards towards the floor as much as possible. So what that means is you're not going to arch your back. I want you to tuck your tailbone in a lot more. So it's a straighter back today. We're going to work a lot more onto this hip flexors. So rock it back and forth. As you want to focus on tucking your tailbone downwards to the floor. So you continuously need to suck the belly button as you rest more into this. Okay. At the same time, pressing your front foot a little further down to the ground, you've got to feel some activation along your hamstring, the bottom of your thighs as well. Okay, I'm actually getting kind of tired from just doing this. Alright? Very slowly, your left hand is going to be down. I want you to tuck this left toes in. I want you to start to shift your left toes over to the side. So this is when you're going to come into an open hip position a little bit more with your left toes behind you. So you're going to start to move into it very slowly. Just ease into it, just noticing how open this entire area is, your inner thigh. You should feel that your right foot is trying to control a lot. There's some tension along the right outer thigh. Okay. At the same time, as your knee moves in, this inner thigh stretches a lot more. Now you're going to move into a deeper stretch, right hand was supporting, and stay. You're going to try to hug the mat between your left knee and your right foot. So the energy goes in towards the center. You're going to feel your bum cheeks really work for 3, 2, 1. Push yourself back up to center. Just slowly walk your way back into your downward facing dog. Whew. Downward facing dog over here. Set the pedal on your feet. You're going to bring your left leg up to the ceiling. Keep it straight, focusing on just where your natural stretch is. Now you're going to power up. Squeeze the left bum, drop the head lower. Can you go a little bit higher over here? Next one, lift your right heel off the ground. See, you can go a little bit more as you squeeze the left bum. Exhale, step your left foot forward between your hands. Sink your right knee down to the mat. Again, coming out into a low lunge pose, back toes tucked in. Again, no arching of your back. I want you to keep the belly button drawn in, tailbone down towards the ground. Just continue to rock back and forth. Your right thumb is going to touch your right bum, so you know that it's always continuously clenched. Alright. Allow yourself to deepen this rock as you continue to move really purposefully. Every single rock is a bit of muscle work here. Okay. And then very slowly you're going to rock forward, hands down to support yourself. So shift your right foot over to your left bum over there. Open up your hips onto the other side. Good. Now this time around, your right thigh is going to point towards where you're naturally facing. You're going to bend into your left knee and going to rock back and forth. So that this opens up your right inner thigh. And to support yourself, you need to grip the left toes a lot more. As you slowly feel your outer left thigh really working hard to support yourself. Even your bum cheeks will start to feel that you're super squeezed. As you rock all the way, come into a very nice control position. This is where you're going to work to control and balance the stability pose. Notice your bum is working really hard as you press your left foot down to the ground. In order not to let your right knee collapse, you need to actually press hard into your right knee a little bit more for 3, for 2, and 1. Hands down to the ground. Slowly move yourself all the way up. I'm just coming forward to check some comments if there's any. No, I just think that there's a lot more people who joined. Great. Hi. Welcome, welcome. You're not, like I say, anything. In fact, this whole exercise today is for us to join anytime we want, which is great. So because we are all moving through warm-ups and more warm-ups and more warm-ups, unless you're into the dessert lunge, then of course I can help you that. Okay, so we're going to come back into your tabletop pose. Now, I'm going to work on your hip flexors. So, you're going to stay around with your hands. I need you to adjust your hands whenever you want to, whenever you're tired, okay? So, close your knees below your hips. Tuck your toes in for added measures over here. In the next inhale, start to lift that left knee and kick it up towards the ceiling. I want you to focus on keeping the left knee bent. Left heel is the highest point in this position. Good. Keep pressing away from your hands as you round the shoulders, sucking the belly button in. I want you to notice that your left bum is squeezing slightly. You're balancing onto your right hip. And maybe there is some weight dumping into your right hip. I want you to lift away from the right hip a little bit more. Feel that? Good. Now, with your left knee still bent, I want you to point the left knee out to the side. Noticing that your bum cheeks are really moving over here. Bring the left knee to point out to the floor. 2 more times. Pointing out over to the side, nothing moves, only your left knee. Exhale, point it down. Whew. Inhale, point it out over to the side. Exhale, point it down. Good. Next inhale, kick the left heel even higher, squeeze the bum. Exhale, lower it halfway. Inhale, kick it up 2 times. Exhale, lower it halfway. Inhale, kick it up 3 times. Exhale, lower it halfway. We're going to combine everything. Inhale, kick it up 1 time. Point out over to the side. Keep your knee higher than your hip. Bring your knee back over to the center. Kick up even higher. 2 times, point your knee out over to the side. Came back onto center. Last one, squeeze the bum, kick it a little bit higher. Point it over to the side and hold for 3, for 2, like a dog peeing. And 1, slowly drop it down. Ha, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Very nice. Now for a quick countermeasure, left foot steps forward. I want you to point your left toes outwards 45 degrees. You're going to come onto your hands. Your left knee is going to point, drop out to the side. Your inside of the left foot is balanced, is lifted off. So you're going to come into this and you're going to face to where your left toes are pointing. And you're just going to rock back and forth. So you do a very nice gentle stretch along your left glute muscles. Alright. Very nice. Stretch it out already. Come back onto your tabletop pose, closing the knees below your hips. Again, press hard onto your hands, running your shoulders a little bit, and next inhale, kick the right heel up to the ceiling, squeeze the bum, very good. Now you're going to stay over here and just slowly start to point your right knee out over to the side. Doing a rotation over here, slowly bring it back up to center, and over to the right. Up to center, do not sink into your shoulders, push a bit harder on your shoulders, over to the right, up to center. Now squeeze the right bum cheek, kick the right heel out even higher, exhale lower halfway down. Inhale, kick it out even higher. Exhale, lower halfway down. Do not sink into your left hip socket. Lift it a little bit more. Draw the belly button. Last one, kick it over to the higher. Exhale, lower it down. We're going to combine. Kick it out over to higher. Point your right knee out over to the side. Ready for the squeeze. Bring it back to center. Now kick a little bit higher. Point out over to the side. Keep the height. Exhale, coming back to center. Last one, kick it out a little higher. Exhale, point over to the side. We're going to hold for 3, 2, 1, come back to the ground. Step right foot forward between your hands. So you're going to point your right toes out 45 degrees. Again, I like to do this. You can either face over to your right or you can just even face forward. You can just drop your right knee out over to the side as you lift the inside of your right foot and just bend into it. This is just a nice little glute stretch over here, which is what we just did earlier. Woo! Nice. And then very slowly, we're going to repeat this thing, but we're going to do it in downward facing dog. So just looking at the screen in downward facing dog, what it's going to look like, or what you're going to imagine looking like is this. When you're going to downward facing dog, your left knee goes up. So noticing your left foot doesn't just go straight out, your left knee goes up. You're going to keep this and you're going to start to reach out a little bit higher, only using a bum to squeeze. And you're going to pull the left knee out over to the side, coming back to center, out to the side. Now later on we're going to step it up by pulling out to the side, stretch your left foot forward, kick it forward, bend, up, out, straighten, bend, up. Okay? Downward facing dog is where we're going to meet. I'm tired. Good. So a lot of bum work over here as you go into your downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, take one deep breath as you close out the feet together. Just close together will do. Nice. And next inhale, reach your left leg up to the ceiling. Bend the knee, your knee is pointing up to the ceiling, let your head drop. Exhale, point the left knee out over to the side like a dog, peeing over here, press out with your both hands. Inhale, bring it back up to center, point the left up to center, up to the sky. Exhale, point it out over to the side, noticing your hip flexors really working. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, out to the side. Inhale, back to center, drop right and left foot down onto the ground, pedal it out. Right leg now, inhale, kick it back up to the ceiling. Point the right knee up to the ceiling. Exhale, pull your right knee over to the side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, over to the right side. Squeeze the bum. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, point it over to the right. Inhale, back to center. Drop it down, shake it out. Very slowly, inhale, roll forward to a high plank pose. Just take a nice breather over here. Breathe as you inhale, rounding your shoulders a little bit more. And exhale, soften knees, push your bum all the way back down, facing dog. Next inhale, reach your left leg up to the ceiling, point the left knee up, keep the left knee bended. Very nice. You can come on to your right heels if necessary. Exhale, point the left knee out over to the side. Sink. Now flex the left toes, kick the left foot out over to the side, and rebend. Point it up to center. Exhale, point the knee out over to the side, kick the left foot out over to the center. We're going to stay for one breath. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, point up to center. One last breath. Inhale, lift up and point out over to the side. Exhale, kick the foot over to the center. Option 1, stay. Option 2, pull the left toes forward towards your head for 3, 2, 1. Bend the left knee, drop it down. Child's pose or upright, your choice. 2 breaths to catch your breath. One more breath. And then you're going to move into your downward facing dog again. So bring your feet close together. Next inhale, kick the right knee up to the ceiling. Good. Exhale, point your right knee out over to the side. Straighten your right foot. Rebend the right knee. Push it all the way back. Very good. I have no space, so I'm going to come diagonally forward over here. So inhale, kick the right knee up over to the side again. knee out to the side, straighten the right foot, hold for one breath, inhale, exhale, rebend right knee, point up to the top of the ceiling. One more breath, inhale, exhale, knee over to the right, straighten the right foot, option one, stay, option two, pull the right toes forward for 3, 2, 1, bend the right knee, drop it down, sit up, towel yourself dry. How's everyone feeling? Hope we're still alive. Okay, so basically that is a little bit about your open hip. Now I'm going to come back onto your tabletop pose. In your tabletop pose, I want you to just sway your hips from side to side first. Good. Now tuck your toes in, we're going to be doing downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, feet are close together. Next inhale, straight leg out, reach that left leg up to the ceiling. Point the left toes down, let your head drop. Staying over here, squeeze the left arm, go a bit higher. Now exhale, I want everyone to lift your right heel off. I'm going to get you to keep your left leg straight and just drive your left foot forward, forward, forward. Try to look between your hands as you try to drive the left foot even more forward until it comes forward to the top of the mat. Bend the left knee. Great. Sink your right knee down to the ground. Take a rest first. If you're not sure what's happening, I will join our demo later, but I want you to lift the right knee off the ground this time round. Stay on your fingertips, point the left toes 45 degrees out over to the side. Now, you're going to lift your left toes off and lift the inside of your left foot off as well. Feel free to wriggle your right toes a little bit further back so you sink down a little bit further down to the ground while keeping your chest up. If you need blocks, the blocks go below your hands. What I want you to feel in this position is you want to let the left knee naturally drop out, but your left heel is trying to drag back towards where your right toes are going. So it's as if you're squeezing the mat by pulling the left heel back. In this posture, I want you to stay and rock. And you just feel how it feels like as your right hip stretches, your left heel digs, maybe a slight sensation in the left bum a little bit more. Very good. Once you rock, you're going to stay in this position. Now, option one, come out onto your fingertips. You're going to stay and strengthen. Option two, maybe come out onto your right fingertip. Option three, you're just going to stay in this position and lift the body up, squeezing the right bum cheek a lot more and pressing really hard into the left heel for 3, for 2, and 1. Relax down into the ground. Step back to plank. Plank pose over here, take 1 breath as you inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Shake it out, downward facing dog. And the next inhale, lift the right leg up to the ceiling, straight and strong, right toes points down. Use your right heel to kick out a little bit higher. Lift the left heel off again. Now this time around, if you want to know what is going on, drop down and look at the screen. I want you to stay high onto your right toes. Start to pull the left toes, start to pull the right toes in, noticing that my leg is still straight over here. I'm trying to drive it forward, 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 until my right foot is between my hands. Then I can bend the right knee. So let's start all the way in your 3-legged dog, right foot all the way up. Good. Lift the left heel off, flex the right toes, and slowly start to drive it forward. Your hips and shoulders are going to shift forward as you look between your hands. I want you to start to pull, 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 pull until your right foot is all the way forward. Now you can sink your left knee down to the ground. Now point the right toes 45 degrees out. Good. Flex your right toes, lift it up, and come balancing onto the outer edge of the right foot. Nice. Now in this posture, you're going to stay with your hands either onto your blocks or down to your ground. Tuck the left toes in and lift the left knee off the ground. Wriggle the left toes further back if you want to feel the stretch so your left knee is straight. Gentle reminder, your right heel is continuously pressing down and trying to drag back so that you activate your right outer thigh. Allow yourself to rock back and forth. You're trying to keep your gaze forward and to stay in this posture. At the same time, feeling that your right knee can drop out a little bit more over here. Okay. So this is working on your hip mobility at the same time. There is some form of resistance that prevents your right knee from dropping all the way down. Okay, now you're going to stay and power up by pressing hard into your right outer edge of your foot. Maybe come onto your fingertips as you ground and straighten that back knee a little bit more. Maybe left fingertip onto the floor only, or maybe entirely raise it up as you start to stay in this position for 3. A lot of sensation for 2. And 1, hands down to the ground, step forward and walk it out. In this position, you should feel some really good strength along your glute muscles already, so that's going to help you power up later on when we go into the third deeper stretch at the same time. So all of this I'm warming up on the floor. We're going to take it standing up later on so that we understand how it all helps in our hip maneuverability. Alright, so coming down to the top of the mat, feet are hip width apart. Squeeze the bum, let your hips be nice and strong. Just inhale, lift the hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, soft the knees, push your bum back forward, fold down to the ground. Inhale, halfway up. So in your halfway up, I want you to feel that your shoulders are the same height as your hips, drawing the belly button in. Exhale, soft the knees, forward fold. I'm going to repeat halfway up 4 more times. Inhale, halfway up. I want you to shift the weight over to your toes. Maybe you can bring your palms to heart center if you have a lot of control. Exhale, soft the knees, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up again, shifting weight over to your toes, gripping the mat really hard with your toes, sucking the belly button in. Exhale, soft the knees, forward fold. Your hamstring should feel the stretch. Inhale, halfway up again. Each time you're halfway up, your hamstring must take the stretch as you rest more onto your toes. Exhale, soft the knees, forward fold. Last one, inhale, halfway up. One last one. Maybe straighten the knees a little bit more. Exhale, soft the knees, forward fold. Bending your knees, spreading your palms. Now we're going to walk back into tabletop pose for a neutralized back over here. Come into your cat spine as you inhale, rounding your back a lot more. Exhale, neutralize. Inhale, rounding your back a lot more. Exhale, neutralize. Ready now, next inhale, step back into downward facing dog over here. Good. Now try to bring your feet close together with a touch at the back of the neck. And the next inhale, reach the left leg up to the ceiling. This time around, open up, scorpion tail. Scorpion tail, you want to focus now that you know how to point your left knee up, right, left, whatever, right? So point your left knee up. Now in your scorpion tail, just gaze back your right ankle. Point the left knee out to the left. Start to point your left knee down to the floor. Pull the left knee forward towards the shoulders, but your hips are still there. Pull the left knee over to the right as if you're trying to squeeze the thighs together. Inhale, point the left knee up to the ceiling, open up, scorpion tail. One more round. Point the left knee out over to the left. Down to the floor. Pull the left knee forward, feel the squeeze in the hip flexors, but do not shift anything forward. Point the left knee over to the right, squeezing the thighs together. Feel the cramping up over there if you want to. Inhale, point the left knee out, open up, scorpion tail. Exhale, step the left foot forward between your hands again. Good. This time round, keep your right hand down onto the floor. I want you to point the left toes out all the way into your 90 degrees. Your left toes are going to point out to the left. I want you to spin down onto the outer edge of your back foot by walking your right toes in slightly and spin down. Good. Stay onto your right fingertip, come up. You're going to feel this entire part stretch. Maybe it's going to lift out onto the inside of your left foot. Maybe support your hands. Now, you're going to try your best. Either use a block support yourself or slowly come up and try to lean over here. You're going to squeeze the thighs together. You're going to sink a little bit more. And you're going to try to bend the left knee a little bit more over here. And you're going to try and hang for 5, 4, 3, bend, 2, 1. Drop it down. Ha! Rewind yourself back into your downward facing dog. Shake it out over here. Next inhale, send the right leg up to the ceiling. Now bend the right knee, point the right knee down first. Next inhale, open it up into scorpion tail. Exhale, bend your right, point your right knee over to the right, keep your hip the same height. Bring your right knee downwards to the floor. Pull the right knee slightly forward to squeeze your chest. Squeeze your right knee to point over to the left with the inner thigh squeeze. Kick the right knee up and open up scorpion tail. One more round. Pull the right knee out over to the side. Keep your hips still high. Pull the right knee forward over to your chest. Point the right knee over to the left. Open it up, scorpion tail. Exhale, step right foot forward. Between your hands. Still onto your left fingertip. Point your right toes all the way up to the right. Step the left toes about 1 step, 2 steps in and spin down onto the outer edge of the left foot. So you're going to come balancing this time around. Very slowly, right hand supporting and going to rise up if you're able to and going to stay. Your right knee must bend. The more you bend your right knee, the more twist you're going to feel and the more pressure you're going to feel over here. Your job is to try to bend the right knee a lot more for 5, 4, 3, keep the body upright, 2, 1, unwind. Step forward to the top of the mat. Shake it out. And guess what? You're 35 minutes in already. Alright? Good. I want to stretch out the hamstrings so that we can go into a deeper stretch. Back onto the floor. Okay? So, one of my goals today is to work on splits. So, coming back down onto the floor, tabletop, very simple. I just want you to step your, for me left foot, sorry, always start with left. Left foot forward. Now, deepen your lunge pose by shifting your right knee all the way as far back as possible until you feel the stretch along your right hip flexors, right upper thigh. Maintain your body straight. I want you to get used to the compression in this left hip flexors a little bit more. Good. Now, all of us are pretty good with this already. Most of us will have felt a little bit of a deeper stretch in this posture. We're going to reverse it slowly, hands down, and start to straighten your left knee, pointing your left toes up. Make sure you adjust the cell so that your right knee is directly below your hip. Otherwise, you need to wriggle the left toes a little bit more forward. You can support yourself on blocks if it's easier, as long as your shoulders are not hunched over. This is hunched over shoulders. I want you to keep your shoulders up. Noticing that as you point the left toes up, you're digging the left heels down. Maintain that dig. Okay? I want you to try to imagine pulling your nose forward so that your entire chest heaves forward towards the front. It is, you can't feel the stretch over here. I want you to wriggle the left toes, left heel a bit more forward so you can feel the stretch in this posture. So this is all about different ability. If you're feeling tight, knee must stay bent. If you're feeling a little bit more open, you can straighten your left knee a little bit more. But all of us, I want you to dig your left heel down into the ground a lot more. So you're going to stay in pulse as you stay. Focusing on feeling the stretch underneath your left thigh, but as you dig the heel down into the ground, you're releasing the muscle really slowly. You're lengthening the muscle in the way that you want to. You're continuously looking forward, and you're constantly feeling the tightness in the base underneath of your left thigh. That is perfectly normal. Now, I want you to try to straighten the left knee just a little bit more as you pull the right hip bone forward. Rebend the left knee, let your right hip shift back. Exhale, bend, straighten the left knee, pull the right hip bone forward. You should feel the deeper stretch over here. Exhale, bend slightly, let your right hip bone shift back. So notice what I'm doing. When you straighten the left knee as you pull the right hip bone forward, you're squaring your hips and you're deepening the stretch over here. I'm coming onto my knuckles already so that my fingers don't take all the strength over here. And you're gonna stay. And try to just breathe into it. Or even tiny pulses yourself into it by bending your elbows a little bit. To feel nice, different lovely stretch over here. And then now you're going to challenge yourself by staying on this posture. Use blocks if you need to. The reason why I'm so low is because I worked it. Otherwise, you will be on block height. Let me just grab blocks to show you what I mean. Your blocks can be either below your hands, and you're going to very slowly start to lift yourself off, coming onto the highest height of the blocks, or using even your plastic bottles if you want to. You're going to wriggle the left toes forward a lot more until your left knee is straight. Now in this posture, notice your back toes are still tucked in. You're going to lean a lot into your hands. I'm going to bring it down a little bit more. You're going to lean into your hands to keep your chest upright, and I just want you to straighten that back knee off. And you're going to stay and lower back knee down. back knee off, lower back knee down. So your hands are always in charge of helping you balance out without being too much strain onto your foot. So you want to just keep straightening your back knee, lowering down, straightening your back knee, your bum cheeks are working, lower it down. If you can wriggle a little bit more, straighten the back knee, lower it down. 3 more times, straighten the back knee, lower it down, straighten the back knee, lower it down, straighten your back knee, lower it down. Slowly pushing your hands, just close up your feet. Clear the box all the way. And very slowly step back downward facing dog. Shake it out, shake it out. Oh my gosh, your left back of the thigh should be feeling a little bit more stretched out than the other. And very slowly step right foot forward between your hands so you can sink the left knee down to the ground. So you know what to expect already. You need to have your props with you. You can cushion the back knee if that gets a little bit too tough. So with your right knee above your right ankle, wriggle and shift the left knee back until you feel really comfortable in this lunge pose. Lunge pose over here, you're already getting used to this openness, so that's okay. We want to work this part here right now. So this time around, I'm going to straighten your right knee, slightly bend if you need to, and just lean over the thigh. Making sure that your hips are above your left knee. Pointing the right toes up, you're going to start to shift your aim your nose forward as you just bounce really lightly, so that you feel this entire right thigh really start to work. Okay? And then slowly, if you are able to, wriggle right heel a little bit more forward so you are able to take your right knee a little straighter and continue to balance. You want to continuously feel this entire part straight, 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 straight. So you will notice we take really long to warm up into all these deep stretches because flexibility doesn't come easily to us, especially when we work out a lot. For those super bendy yogis out there, sometimes they tend to be hyper flexible, and that results in them stretching out their ligaments, which is not what we want. These are better for our muscles to just slowly lengthen our fibers. Good. We're going to use our prop this time around, maybe. Or you can stay onto your fingertips. You're going to slowly start to wriggle right foot just a little bit more if possible. You want good weight onto your hands, alright? Now, tuck the back toes in and lift the left knee off the ground. All this while trying to keep your body upright. So for me, I actually need to wriggle my right foot a little bit more forward so I can sit a little deeper. Now, lift the left knee off the ground. Feel the stretch as long as your left knee is off. And exhale down. What you want to feel is as you lift the left knee off, your left foot is pulling your hip back, left hip back, and your right hip is feeling a stretch, right? And slow it down. Good. I need to come out of my box this time around. We got about 6 more times. And lift. And down. Squeeze the left bum cheek as you lift and straighten the left knee. Let it be the one pulling your hips back. And down. Keep pulling your right toes up. Lift. And down. 4 more times. Lift. And down. You're controlling every single part. Lift. And down. Noticing your left bum cheek is working to pull the entire hip back. And down. 1 more time. Inhale. Lift. Woo. And down. Push into your blocks. Push into your hands. Slowly close out your feet. And ready? Take a sip of water again. Towel yourself dry if you're still sweating already. You should feel that you are able to channel the strength from the hip flexors just a little bit more. Nothing fancy. We're going to focus on just having our feet fist width apart maybe. Hands on the hips if you need to. Now, left knee all the way up. I want you to use fingers to pull your left knee up as you flex the left toes. This is your passive hold. Now squeeze the right bum cheek, stand really hard. I want you to stay and release your hands. Can you keep the knee up there for 5, 4. This part really works. 3, 2, 1, hands back down. Good. Now pull the left knee out over to the side. I'm facing the screen again. So as you squeeze the bum, you're pulling the left knee out over to the side. Right hand onto your thumb onto your right bum must be really, really hard over here. I want you to use the left hand, pull the left knee out over to the side as you try to square your hips. Now you're going to release the left hand and try to stay for 5, 4. Feel the squeeze. 3, squeeze the bum. 2, and 1, pull the left knee into the center. Good. Place the left heel over your right thigh. Figure of 4 stretch. Figure of 4. Now reach your hands forward, push your bum back and sit. Can you sit as low as possible, as much as possible for 5. Each time I count, you're going to go lower. 4, go a little bit lower. 3, try your best. 2, and 1, straighten out. Shake it out. So we've got the right side this time around, so stand really tough onto your left bum. Noticing your left bum really works to stabilize yourself, right? Good. Now you're going to pull the right knee up. Pull it in a little bit higher so that you want to feel the hip flexors stretch, squeeze at the same time. Good. Firm up your left bum. I want you to flex the right toes instead of pointing down, flex it up, so it's going to help you pull the knee up even more. Now you're going to stay, firm it up over here, and you're going to release your hands. Keep the knee up there for 5, 4. You should feel the burn along the hip flexors. 3. Point your toes out to drive it a little bit more. 2. And 1, grab onto your right knee. Pull your over to the side again. Your hips are squared over to my screen. If you're looking at that, I want you to squeeze both bum cheeks at the back as you point the knee out over to the side. Use the left thumb to press against the left bum cheek to stabilize it and making sure it's really, really hard. Now, use the elbows, pull it out all the way, flex the toes, and then release for 5. Keep pulling it up. 4, feel this part really, really work. 3, hang in there for 2, and 1, pull it up back over to the center. Good. Now, bring your left heel over your right heel over your left thigh. I mix up my left and right already. Now you're going to sit, push your bum back, reach your hands forward. We've got this, so use the stretch earlier to go into a release as go. Hanging a little bit more for 5. Keep reaching. 4, keep going. 3, 2, 1. Straighten up. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to test our hip flexors again. We're going to come down onto a bridge pose. Watch me first. And to come on to the bridge pose, I'm going to let for us it's your left knee, right? We're going to slide it behind your left foot is going to slide behind your right knee and bring it down to the floor. What we're going to do is we're going to press onto our left toes and try to bring our left knee down to the ground. So noticing my left toes are down to the ground. Okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to start to lift our right leg up. Elbows down to the ground, we're going to lift over here and we're going to press up and I'm going to bring it down. And I'm going to lift and press it down, okay? What is going to help is the first level will be like this. So that you understand your left knee is down and you're using your bum to squeeze. Second level will be what I did earlier. As you dig the left toes down, not all of us can do this. You can press the left foot down into the ground. You're going to start to use the right foot and lift up. Third level is press the left foot down and lift down. So take the option that works for you because it is a new move. Okay, so for me is my third level gets a bit painful because my left knee is a bit tight. So come down to the ground first. Hook your left foot behind your right ankle. That's the easiest way to set up. Okay, now your right and left ankle, your right ankle is in front of your left. Good. Squeeze the bum, come onto your elbows, press with your elbows and lift both bum up. Exhale down. 2 more times. Up. Exhale down. Left knee pins down to the ground. Lift up. Exhale down. Switch it up. Now left knee bends, left foot down to the ground. Right ankle behind your left ankle. And start to lift. Exhale down. Lift. Exhale down. One more time. Lift. Exhale down. Switch it back again. Right foot onto your right foot in front of your left. Good. Now you can take level 2 or 3. Level 2 is your right foot is outside your left onto the right of your left. So your feet are side by side. And you're going to lift up and down. On level 3, you're going to press into left toes, left knee down to the ground, right foot kicks up. Let's go. Up and down. Up and down. One more. Up and down. Change it up. Level 2, level 3, your choice. Level 2 is your left foot is on the left side of your right foot. Right foot entirely bends, right knee down to the ground. Otherwise, you're going to come onto your right toes, pressing down to the ground, and left foot goes up. Your choice. Let go. Up and down. You'll notice one side is always better. And down. And up. And down. Rock yourself up. That was just a nice commercial break, but it challenged you for your glute muscles a little bit more. Hope that works. Okay. Now, I'm going to deepen your lunge poses as well as your split poses because you understand how to work your bum already. So, as you come onto the floor, I'm going to go straight into a splits. On the floor first, followed by standing splits. It's the same thing. Okay? Cool. Come into your lowest lunge by standing at the top of the mat first. Now, soften both knees. You're going to step that right leg all the way towards the back. All the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. Land. Now, bring the blocks and find it below your hands if you need to. Okay? You're going to slowly sink the left knee down. Right knee down, sorry. And you're going to wriggle your left toes all the way forward and lift that left toes up. Notice my knee is still bent over here. Now you're going to stay, press into the blocks and lift the back knee off as well. And slowly in this posture, you're going to start to stretch the legs. But I want you to, at the same time when you stretch, I want you to squeeze the mat between your front heel and your back toes as if you're trying to lift yourself off. That's the kind of strength you want to have. So as you stretch, lift, stretch and lift. You want to continuously pull the left heel back and dig the right toes down to the ground and you stay. We'll spend 10 breaths over here in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. At this point of time, maybe you want to slide a block underneath your front thigh and stay on it. That's where it gets comfortable. Okay? 5. If you need a block behind your left thigh, that's also great. 4, 3, 2. Stay for one more breath. As you inhale, press into your hands, close up slightly, remove the block down onto the ground. Fold that right knee forward, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. So that is a very quick way to go into your splits by resting the block back and forth. Okay, so the blocks are always there for you, or your hands are always supporting onto your Tupperwares and things like that. As long as you don't break, okay? Good. Come to the top of the mat, shake out your legs. At the same time, great. Now very slowly, I notice I don't even need to do lizard lunge because we're already doing our splits already. Great. So at the same time, soften your knees. You're going to step that left foot all the way back this time around, right? Good. This is my weak one. One leg will always be more stretchy than the other because you're stretching both here, your hip flexors as well as your hamstring. When your leg is in front, it's your hamstring stretch. When your leg is behind, it's your hip flexor stretch. Okay? Good. Start to wriggle, supporting yourself onto blocks or Tupperware if you need to. So you want to gradually open this entire portion as much as possible. Always use your hands to lift your bum off if you need to. Wriggle, wriggle, wriggle. Now, lift the back knee off. I want you to dig the right heel down into the ground a lot more as you slowly lower your hips down. At the same time, I want you to squeeze and press harder into the left foot as you gradually come down to the ground a little bit more. Once you got it, you got 10 full breaths to lower yourself down to the ground. Again, if you need to support yourself, the block goes underneath your right thigh. If you need to, the block also goes underneath that left thigh. See, this is how it goes. As long as it works for you. You can go on the highest height, that's also can. Okay, keep going. Keep pressing into the left toes a lot more. You need to use a lot more strength for 8 more breaths. 7, 6, 5. Noticing I'm never still, I'm just moving. 4, 3, 2, 1 more breath. Lift yourself off, close it in. Bum down onto the ground, bring the left foot all the way forward, shake it out. I don't know whether this is tiring or this is just painful or this is, I don't know what kind of workout it is, but this is for me is a strength stretch because I'm needing to support myself while not dumping my weight and down to the ground. I'm still trying to lift myself off the ground. This is the same concept like how you're going to do later on with your standing splits, which is something that I always do because I don't believe in doing this kind of splits all the time. I believe more in standing splits. So in standing splits, I want you to find your supporting things in front of you so that your hands can balance on them. Okay, we're going to keep our standing foot. Let's take the left standing foot first in the middle of those two supporting items. Good. I want you to start by keeping this knee slightly bent, bringing your hands down, making sure that the supporting items, the blocks are below your shoulders, so not behind, not far in front, just let it drop below your shoulders. Okay? And just lift it up. You want to focus on the stretch happening in your standing leg first. This is your left hamstring muscles. So keep your left knee slightly bent as you focus on dropping your chest over your thigh, using the blocks to support. Now, shift it over to your left toes and straighten the left knee if possible. Naturally allow your head to drop down a little bit more. Last one is an effort coming in over here. I want you to bend the right knee above you slightly and squeeze the right bum to lift it a little bit higher, noticing that your right leg is already high, right? That is your right bum squeezing. Now, I want you to try to squeeze the right bum and kick the right foot all the way up as you drive your head lower down to the ground. This is a really tough one because your right bum is squeezing and crying like crazy for 5, 4, 3, 2, squeeze out harder, and 1, soften both knees, lower down to the ground. You should feel a very intense work for your right bum cheek that is trying to squeeze the bum up, and you should feel the intense stretch along the left hamstring muscles. Great. Come standing with your right toes down onto the ground, just about 1 foot behind your supporting blocks. Soften your right knee, hands down to your block, just find your head down to the floor. Flattening your belly button over your right thigh first. Your left knee can stay bent, very nice. Hands resting onto the blocks or onto the floor, whatever works for you, wherever you end up in. I want you to reach, lean into your right toes a lot more and just straighten your right knee. So now, once your head is almost going to touch already or somewhere lower slightly, I want you to support your hands and just squeeze the left bum to kick the left knee higher. Notice my knee is still bent all this while. Your weight is all onto your right toes. Good. Now you're going to try to kick the left foot all the way up by straightening the left bum. That's the hardest one, right? And that is where your bum is really working overtime for 5, 4, 3. If you cannot straighten, just bend and squeeze the bum. 3, 2, 1, soften knees, come down, all the way. We're going to start standing at the top of the mat. I want you to notice how easy it is to move right now. Good. Start standing at the top of the mat and the next inhale, lift the left knee all the way up towards the chest. Maybe you want to stretch it forward, really squeeze, and bend. Now, soften the right knee. You're going to send your way back into a warrior 3 pose, really nice and strong. Maybe your warrior 3, either stay or bend the right knee out, or left knee out over to the side, or kick the left foot out over to the side. Good. Rebend, warrior 3. Slowly lower your right foot, lower your left foot behind you, drop it down. You're going to lean to your right foot and come to the standing splits as you lean to your right and start to reach your head down and your left bum really goes all the way up. And you're going to stay. Maybe your right hand goes off the floor. Maybe the left hand goes off the floor for 3, 2, 1. Left hand down, both hands down, both feet down. Shake it up. Simple, right? Cool. That was only 1 minute, by the way. Stand with your left foot really strong. Pull your right knee off the ground. So it's a lot of support with your hips a lot more open right now. And then very slowly you can choose to kick it forward if you need to. Rebend the right knee. You're going to slowly soften the left knee, send it all the way back into your warrior 3. In your warrior 3, you're very used to this. You can choose to bend the right knee out to the side, point out over the side, or kick the right foot out over to the side, but go no space. Rebend the right knee and try to go into your warrior 3. Very slowly soften the left knee, drop the right foot all the way down, lunge pose here. Find your fingers down to your ground, lean forward and start to lift the right foot off as you lean into your left toes. Standing split pose straight away. In your standing split pose, I want you to squeeze the right arm to get really, really nice and high. Now maybe start to lift the left fingertip off the ground. Squeeze the right arm, maybe lift the right fingertip off the ground for 3, 2, 1. Both hands down to your ground, soften left knee, drop right foot down. Rise up, shake it all the way out. So, that's it for the day.